Police have identified two shooters who killed 14 people at a community center in Southern California. The gunman reportedly targeted a staff Christmas party. Earlier, an FBI official said terrorism could not be ruled out as a possible motive for the attack.
I know one of the big questions that will come up repeatedly is this terrorism? And I am still not willing to say that we know that for sure. We are definitely making some movements that it is a possibility. We are making some adjustments to our investigation. It is a possibility, but we don't know that yet.
Two of the attackers have been named as Saeed Farouk and Tafshin Malik, and police say they were in a relationship. Farouk, a state healthcare employee, was involved in a dispute at the Christmas party and left the room before returning to open fire. According to media reports citing Farouk's co-workers, earlier this year he traveled to Saudi Arabia. Now, mobile phone footage has been posted online showing the moments after the shooting when police were evacuating the building.
Try to relax, everyone, try to relax. I'll take a bullet before you do, that's for damn sure. Just be cool, okay?
The identities of the victims have not yet been released. The shooters were armed with assault rifles and guns, while multiple explosives have reportedly been found at the scene of the attack. According to local police, the level of armor indicated the attack may have been planned. It's not yet known whether the two attackers were working alone. Here's RT's Manuel Rapallo.
That manhunt actually remains ongoing, as police have not been able to confirm with us yet that all of the individuals involved, all the parties involved in this incident have been contained. There are three suspects, two of which led police on a chase. That manhunt ended on two of those suspects losing their lives at the hands of police, a male and a female suspect. Later on, that manhunt resulted in a third suspect being detained by police. Now, one of those individuals has been identified as Saeed Farouk. Now, Farouk, we've learned, is an American citizen. Now, one thing that we can report now is that the ATF has said that they've recovered 2 rifles and 2 handguns from the suspects that were contained earlier. Of course, police have not cleared all of the areas here. It is no longer an active shooter situation, but police are asking residents to take the necessary precautions.
As we heard, the possibility that the shooting was a terror attack has not been entirely ruled out. But where could a potential threat come from? Well, first, it could be from abroad. Just a couple of weeks ago, Islamic State reportedly released a video threatening to attack Washington. Although it's not possible to verify the footage, U.S. authorities did increase security in a number of American cities. And Barack Obama tried to calm the public right ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday.
Right now, we know of no specific and credible intelligence indicating a plot on the homeland. And that is based on the latest information I just received in the Situation Room.
However, there's another big concern, that's so-called homegrown terror. According to a recent report by the Department of Homeland Security, there are about 900 investigations currently into homegrown terrorists underway. And only recently, the Assistant Attorney General for National Security claimed more people have died in the U.S. at the hands of domestic extremists rather than international terrorists. Experts told us the way the attacks were organized should be of particular attention.
Good to see you also. My thoughts when we talk about the word terrorism is regardless of, of who carried out the act. The fact is we've had other situations like the Planned Parenthood attack that was also an act of domestic terrorism. So I don't care who this person is, what their origin is. Yes, it should be considered an act of terrorism because it was an act committed against innocent people en masse, much like the Planned Parenthood attack that we just saw not too long ago. So will I hesitate to call it terrorism? No, I won't, because this is an act that so many people will be affected by that or have already been affected by it.
We'll have to see, what the circumstances of this are, but it seems to be like an organized attack, which I think is why they're thinking maybe it's some sort of either domestic or international terrorist attack. We do run into terrorism when we get involved in foreign conflicts or foreign countries, and I think if it does turn out to be an international terrorist incident, I think it probably will be related to something that some conflict that the U.S. is in overseas.
Now, there's also the idea it could have been masterminded by lone wolf criminals. Before the massacre in California, for example, there have been 351 mass shootings since the start of this year. That's more than the entire total for 2014. Speaking after this latest incident, President Obama said the wave of deadly gun crime in America has no parallel anywhere else in the world.
California has stricter gun regulations than most states, but it's still far weaker than the vast majority of countries in the world. This is the primary reason why the United States has close to 12,000 gun deaths every year. This is so much more than the number of Americans killed by terrorism.